thanks to Arvindoda and Shumantoda to opening of this pain clinic in Southeastern Railway Hospital. And it's all my privilege to be part of the pain clinic in this hospital. And really, most of the patients I get, actually stories started from the cancer pain only. Arvindoda used to call me for few years back, Krishna, in our hospital, one patient is this having the abdominal pain or this cancer pain, can you give the celiac block and all? So I used to come for the blocks that time. So I said, why not we should have the pain clinic. The procedure took some time and ultimately we started here the pain clinic. And really we are getting very good type of the patient, mainly the cancer pain, back pain, but some of the ear pain, which patient usually I don't get even the outside my practice, the eagle pain syndrome, and I'm getting patient from all the departments, and it's really very nice to see. And as the most common is the cancer pain, and everybody, most of the, we also have experience in our family or the anybody of our own who has suffered a pain due to the cancer and dying of the cancer pain severely, and we feel so helpless. We can't do anything. Being doctor, the family look at us, do something, because that time the cancer is not matter for them whether we are treating it or not. That time the pain is only the factor. How we can give the some relief so that he can lie down in the bed, or he can sleep some hours in the night, or he can eat, because once the pain occurs, patient refuse to eat. Most of the family comes, ki madam do something, at least patient eats something, because we can't see our own, they are suffering with so much pain and not eating. As this said, my mom wanted the assisted dying, and in India we don't provide the assisted dying. We know how to do, but by legally we can't provide. Even everyone, even family wants the death in front of the pain. They don't want them to see in that pain, then they can accept their death. So cancer pain, how much big problem in India it is? 24.6 million pupils living with cancer in all over the world, and 13 million new cancer patients are diagnosed in 2008, which we assume it may be the 21 million in 2030, and 7 million death occurs in a year because of the cancer, and where we expect 13 million in 2030. So it is going to be double. Maybe there's some environmental reason or some genes problem or something, but the cancer problem is increasing. And all the patients, once they diagnose, they are already in the advanced stage. Those 60% are diagnosed in the advanced stage. Sometimes they present with the only pain. Many patient comes with the back pain. If we do the MRI, it's a metastasis only. So why should I care? If it is, it should be. But 30 to 50% having the pain. That's why I'm worrying about, because these patients are mainly presented with the pain. 15% cancer patient reported severe pain in final 6 months of the life. 40% reported severe pain 3 days. Once patient or party complain me if the pain is well controlled, they say, madam, pain is so severe, nothing is working. I always think the patient is going in a week, and I always tell maybe that it's now end time. And 40% when the patients are dying, if you interview their family, they say during death they are in the severe pain. Even some patient, if they agree, I have given the IV ketamine or maybe the pethidine as a palliative care last 2-3 days, if they want them to be dying painlessly. So they need all the strong opioids or ketamine drips to relieve those type of the pain during last 3 days of their life. And 60-80%, they always complain they have inadequate. Maybe their physician, they are giving some pain medication, but it is always inadequate. And 30% are not relieved with the medication. You give how much morphine, but they don't control. And that time those patients are candidate for the intervention pain management. And most of the patient, they say, give us the death, then this pain. And if we think we do the palliative care and patient will get the good relief, but what the evidences say, 33% patients after curative treatment of the cancer, they complain of pain, and 59% of the patient, they have anti-cancer treatment, but they have the pain, and 64% patient with the metastasis and advanced or terminal disease, they also, with the palliative care, they also have the pain. So no difference in the pain prevalence was found between the patients on anti-cancer treatment or without treatment. What are the causes? As we know, cancer itself, metastasis, or maybe it is treatment related. Some patient after chemo and radiation, they have more pain than the before. So how it progresses? Sometimes patient started, I am having the less pain, or then it become the constant pain. Breakthrough pain always added in this. If you have well controlled pain, sometimes pain becomes so severe, but it is transient. It is called the breakthrough pain. And lastly, the pain becomes so extreme, they are not able to even turn in the bed or limb movements, coughing, eating. What is our goal? Our goal is avoidance of premature death because of the severe pain, maintenance and improvement of the function of the patient, relief of suffering, maintaining the good quality of life, and promote the good health. Many barriers, it's not easy. Because I'm seeing the patients are coming, they have the morphine phobia, opioids, they have this fixed thinking, ki no, morphine is nothing else, but it's not. We have to tell them, it's not, morphine is not the end, morphine is for pain. It's not, it's a cancer and now it's dying, that is why we are giving the morphine. So there are multiple problems, educational problem, cultural, ethnic, fear of addiction, they think. But during cancer treatment, no patient has any addiction. But it's all myth that patient can have the addiction. Patient also doesn't complain. What they think, if I will complain of pain, they will treat my pain, but my cancer will go. So they are not treat my cancer. So they have this myth that doctor will divert it to the other things. They don't understand that both are related. Professional, as I said, there is no guidelines in our country. We don't have any guidelines to treat. That is again a problem. We don't have the much papers or much research in the cancer patients. So how we can treat? It is a pyramid where we can use the mild to moderate pain like any opioids or non-opioid analgesic, and to shift with the strong opioid and intervention treatment. But it usually doesn't work. It works interchangeable. It is not fixed any ladder pattern which the WHO has said to follow, because it's not that pain is become so severe then you perform the intervention. It's before, if you provide the intervention, patient doesn't need much of opioids. So it is always shifting. It is individualized treatment. So key of the treatment for patient is the medicine should be given by the mouth, whatever possible. By the clock is very important. So I always write patient like 4 hourly, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, like this. You have to write the time. If you write 3 times, patient will take 2 tablets in the morning after 2 hours interval, and the whole day he will not take medicine, then he will take in the evening. So whole day he will suffer with the pain and he will say that medicine is not working. So it is very important to write the timing. It is very important. By the letter you can add on the medication. It's not that you have given the opioids, now not working, what to do? So it's not like that. You can always change, interchange, because the cancer patient, they become very resistant to some type of the medication. So you change and then again you change. And on individualized basis, the counseling is very important. And of course you should attend the details, like if morphine you are giving, you should attend, the constipation will come with it. So you have to deal with it. You always tell the patients. But we have challenges, it's not easy. Like breakthrough pain, counseling is very difficult to tell him, no, he will have this pain temporary. Acute pain, which comes very severe, changing medication routes, patient doesn't accept. Opioid tolerance is a great problem for us. And of course the cognitive patient disorder, if they have metastasis in the brain and all, it's a really problem. So multidisciplinary approach, as the Dr. Debjani said, it's very important. It's not only the intervention pain specialist who can take care. We need everybody with it. It's a cancer specialist with the physiotherapist and holistic approach, even psychiatrist. Because counseling is very important for family and patient. So pharmacotherapy, lots of medication we can use like NSAID, opioids, antidepressant, anticonvulsant, topical agents, even the 4% Zilocan patches are available. The local pain, it gives very good relief. Corticosteroid, anxiolytic, there are a long list, I am not going. But the most important drug of choice in cancer pain is the opioids. The opioids are the essential analgesic drug for the treatment of this pain in the cancer. Morphine is always gold standard. It is very cheap also. But most problem in India is the availability. If you see, you can write easily. But is the patient will get? No. The patients come with me. So I always tell what to do. You take expensive drug from this medical shop, so they will give morphine also. So this is a great problem. And you know, surprisingly, we are the main manufacturing of the morphine, and 80% of the morphine we export, we don't keep. But if we keep also, this morphine stay in the only the storage. The shops, they don't proclaim, they don't keep because it is hurdle. Every time they have to do the registration, then the license. License is a great problem. Last year, by strange, trucks of the morphine was in the Ganga. Why? Because it was not distributed in Calcutta only, I know. And the most problem to procure morphine is in Calcutta, West Bengal. The rules are here very difficult. So it's really, and most of the hospital they don't give because they need the extra manpower for that. So what is these are the rules where we don't have the really very good analgesic which comes with the very less money. It can be approachable because our country is poor, but it's our bad luck. Titration of the morphine is very important. And second, doctors have myth ki no morphine again. Even the doctor, relative of the doctor patients or doctor himself, they don't want. No. Now Dr. Poddar use something else. Maybe our kidney will go with the NSAID, but I will not take the morphine. Morphine will do the addiction. And third thing, they have fear of respiratory depression. In the whole of my life, during anesthesia and all, if you give the morphine in the cancer patient, it never causes the respiratory depression. How much drug? My patient used to take 300 milligram of morphine in a day also. They never had, because pain is more severe. So they don't suffer with the respiratory depression. Addiction, not at all. Because before the addiction, they will die. It is very difficult. Normal person can have the addiction of the smoking, tobacco or anything. And they have the addiction of tobacco. But morphine, they never be addicted with the morphine. So these three things we have to take out of our mind, and we should freely prescribe the morphine to our patients. And the best part with the morphine is degree of analgesia with increase with the dose. You can always increase the dose. You just 10 milligram 4 hourly, 20, 30, 40, you can increase the doses. There is no ceiling dose. There is no ceiling, you can't give like this. As I said, one of my patients used to take 300 milligram morphine. Means 40 milligram every 2 hourly, like this also. Transdermal approach, as the many cancer patients, they cannot have the oral morphine, or sometimes they can't tolerate the morphine, or sometimes they are difficult to deglutate or having the mouth cancer and all. These patches are very convenient to use. There are two types of patches available, buprenorphine which stay for the 7 days, then Duragesic or fentanyl patches which stay for the 72 hours. These are very easy and very convenient. And best part, available freely in all stores. So you can get easily. But the intervention pain management is the mainstay, because sometimes these patients are nothing works. Morphine, NSAID, steroid, whatever you give, nothing works. And they come. But the sad part is they come in the last stage. If they have the whole body metastasis, then this intervention also doesn't work. So we should deliver intervention in a time. So what is the intervention? Intervention pain management are some minimum invasive procedure where we don't have any cut or scar, and it gives the targeted delivery of drugs and with the very good pain relief.
Dr. Poddar, I don't think we can have a detailed discussion on
just
the
I am
interventions.
showing 4-5 slides. Just what the So consensus always recommend the intervention pain management. So if it is a head and neck cancer like the mouth cancer and all, you can always provide the trigeminal, mandibular, maxillary blocks. Sympathetic blocks you can apply from the sphenopalatine up to the ganglion impar, and neurolysis is performed with all the sympathetic blocks. They give the very long term effect. And now that we have the radio frequency where you have the very safe procedure where just stimulus is given, so there is no fear of the spreading as like the alcohol. So this is the stillate where the breast cancer or where the hand is involved or the face is involved, you can do the stillate ganglion block. As I said, radio frequency is better choice. Celiac with the splanchnic nerve block, this works in the abdominal cancers. Lumbar sympathetic blocks, superior hypogastric where the pelvic pain or the CA of the uterus or sometimes the rectal problem, this block is very important. Ganglion impar, the patient usually of the colonic cancer rectal, they come with the severe anal pain where maybe no pathology in the anal, but they come with the severe anal pain. So this ganglion impar block works very well. But sometimes these blocks fails, and usually I have seen the lung CA patients where this type of the nothing works, then this neurolysis epidural or intrathecal neurolysis works very well. We have done many cases here also. We usually give the epidural catheter, maybe the lumbar or dorsal. First day we give the local anesthetic, followed by the second day we give the 50% of alcohol, and this is very cheap treatment. It doesn't involve so much cost, and it stay for 6 to 8 months. And pain relief is fantastic. Advanced pain therapy, if everything fails, then we can do the continuous drug delivery system, because morphine is as I said, the gold standard, and 300 milligram of the oral morphine is equal to 100 milligram IV morphine, and which is again equal to 10 milligram of epidural, which is again equal to 1 milligram. So if patient is in the 300 milligram oral morphine, we can only give the good pain relief with the 1 milligram of the morphine. So these pumps are available where the electronic pumps are just installed in the subcutaneously, and you can always change the doses with they have the monitor in their hand, and you can refill the drugs also. Spinal cord stimulator, as Debjani already said. Vertebroplasty, again the many patients having the metastatic fracture, vertebral fracture. So they come with a severe pain where the percutaneous vertebroplasty works very well if you give the cement percutaneously, and they just stand in 1 hour and pain relief, immediate pain relief. And they can maintain a good height also, because these patients are not fit for the surgery also. So these procedures are very good. So advantage of the IPM are as these are 80% success rate, no cut, scar, no general anesthesia, hospital stay maybe few hours, less costly, and they reduce the doses of the narcotics taken by the patient, and they improve the quality of life. So analgesic drugs are the first line of the pain relief in cancer, but they should not be the only treatment offered. If nerve blocks are to be used, they should be used early with the conviction and the persistence. They might not be used because there are not enough doctors who can use them properly, or maybe you don't know, or we don't have awareness about the intervention pain management. So take home message, relief of pain shall be a basic human right. Treat pain from the diagnosis till end. It is very important. Persistent assessment is important. Mechanism based approach should be there. Believe the patient. If patient is saying pain, that means patient is having pain. Encourage patient to participate on their treatment. Be consistent. Empower the patient to choose the course of the treatment. Deliver the intervention timely. Thank you.